Over the past few months, I've been on an epic quest to build a massive, futuristic sci-fi world using the Create mod. It's been a journey full of epic builds, insane contraptions, and it's just getting started. So sit back, relax, and enjoy 1,000 days of Create and more. So let's get started with the normal Minecraft start of game stuff. We'll punch trees, we'll kill sheeps, we'll do the things. Oh look, we've got a wheat farm. It's already set up for us. I don't know what structure mod this is from, but this is nice. Ooh, what's in this chest? Is that coal? And we have a piece of bread. That's nice. Ooh, what's that? It's a butterfly. Killing sheep. Okay, so I got a bunch of wool. I think that we can make a sleeping bag now so that when it turns nighttime, we're able to sleep. There's 3 pieces of wool, and we have our sleeping bag. So we're ready to go when we need it. Okay, now that we have a way to sleep, let's go and explore around a little bit and see if we can't rustle up a few resources. Ooh, what is that? Oh boy. That, buddy. I missed. I so missed. I've come upon something over here. Let's see what this is. Oh, we have a little tent or something. Oh, this is handy. And it looks like a bit of a mine shaft. We've got some coal, and let's grab some of this cobblestone here. And that way we can make at least a few stone tools. We're in the Stone Age, everybody. Let's check out this iron mod. All right, so we break that. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, we got 4 pieces right there. Ooh, and we got a whole block right here. That's just super nice. A few pieces over here. Look at all the iron we have now. That is... yeah, that's so nice. And I'm already having inventory problems. Making an iron pick, iron sword. We'll put a bit of a furnace in here. Smelt up some of this raw iron we just got. How the heck did I not see this giant pile of coal right here? Now we can harvest this zinc. Our first bit of copper. Oh my goodness, there's an anvil right here. You know, I was going to build myself a starter house, but I think I can postpone that for a little while because I found this really cool camp. What I'd really like to find right now is a cow so I can make a backpack. Oh my goodness, look at this little pond. Oh my, look at this thing. I think the mod is called More Structures that add these little kind of just little fun detail structures. Speaking of structures, looks like I've come across a little village. Ooh, we found some armor. Ooh, look, a diamond. Our first diamond. Look at that. I love all the biomes you've gone. Well, it's not leather, but we can get books here. Leather armor. We've definitely got a lot of bread here early game. That's always helpful. What's this? It's a boar. Can you get leather from a boar? If I attack this thing, it might kill me. Can we get leather from you? Oh, he runs away. Okay, that's good. Oh, we can! We can get leather. Okay, I've got some leather. Here we go. Okay, come here, buddy. Oh, they do attack. Uh-oh, that's not good. Something is growling at me. Oh my goodness. Maybe these boars have replaced the cow? So I now have 2 pieces. I need like 5 to make the backpack. Uh-oh. What's this? Ooh, that guy hits hard. Oh boy. Let's get out of here. There we go. We have our 4 pieces of leather right here. Now all we need is string. In order to get string, my thought was we could run some wool through a millstone. Hey, did you guys notice that there were blocks of gold above this mine shaft? I did not. Okay, I got some andesite. I made some andesite alloy. I am now ready to make ourselves a little grindy stone. Let's just stick it right here. We'll put that, put this. We'll put our crank. There we go. Hey, it's our first Create mod device. Look at it. And hopefully we'll get some string out. Okay, we got the string, we got the leather, we got the chest. Let's make a backpack. Okay, now we're talking. Oh, that's wonderful. Oh, we can put all our stuff in here now. Okay, we can upgrade the size of this backpack by taking this and then putting iron around it. Like that. Oh, I love my more iron mod. There we go. Okay, and then I think, what's the next upgrade? Gold. Gold. Let's just go ahead and upgrade our little backpack here to gold. I think we can dye it as well. Oh, I can. I just have to have it the right way around. Okay, there we go. Now we have a blue backpack. That's pretty good. Look at my backpack. And I've gone ahead and made myself a full iron suit of armor. Look at me. Look at me. The next thing we're going to start doing is working on our starter house. This camp has been nice, but a blockhead needs a house. So I've decided to build our house in this general area here. It kind of is overlooking the city. I have a layout of what I want, but I want to take it and I want to move it like right here. Okay, I've gone ahead and moved it over. That's a much better location. Okay, there's the layout for this crazy arse idea that I had. Okay, now we just need to build the thing. It's pretty close to what I wanted so far. I just need to work on some details. We need some windows and such. Okay, I was trying to put in some windows. That looks like trash. Okay, I've done a little bit of work, and I think I have something I like. So we put these little windows in from Macaw's Windows. And then we've got these little parapets from Macaw's Windows also. And then also Macaw's Windows. What are they called? Well, those windows there from Macaw's Windows. And yeah, that's looking a lot more like what I had envisioned. Oh, also etched diorite bricks. What's up with these guys? They're a nuisance. Okay, let's go ahead and start working on the inside of this thing. I made a carpenter's table, which should allow us to make some different variants of some different wood types for the interior. I think that works well. Here's something you don't hear that often in a Minecraft video. We need more diorite. And I needed it because I wanted our floor to more closely match our ceilings. Okay, our interior floor is all done. Now it's just time to put in a few chests and barrels and whatnot. Alrighty, this is a pretty good place to put some storage right here. Let's put in a little crafty table, little stone cutter, perhaps a small auto smelter over here. Now this stone cutter is going to allow us to make some pretty cool stuff. If we put zinc in here, we have the copycat mod on here, and we can choose, how about just a copycat panel? We get 4 of them. Okay, that's good. So what we can do with those is we can place them in here. I was hoping it would go at the bottom. Maybe we need the trapdoors. Do we stick these back in here and recraft them? No. We put them in a crafting table and recraft them. Yes. Okay. We've got copycat trapdoors. Okay, that's what I wanted. Okay, so now I think if we, yeah, that's what I want. Okay. 3 and 4 like that. And then we're just going to take our glass that we have, our light blue mosaic glass. No. Oh, that's so sad. We can't do it. Oh, that's too bad. Okay, so what I was trying to do is this. So basically you can place it in, and then actually I have white wool right here, so we can make like a white wool trapdoor, because the copycat trapdoor should allow you to place in any solid block, but I guess that wasn't a solid block. Would it work with one of these chipped ones? Let's see. Okay, that does work. Okay, so that makes me happy because it does. All right, so what we can do is we can make some slabs, and even though the chipped mod does not actually have slabs for their variants, we can, I think, place down these copycat slabs. Oh, we can have vertical slabs. That's good to know. As I was saying, we can put these down and then right click. Oh, we have to have 1 per each? Okay, so I need to get some more oak. But you see what I can do here. That's pretty cool. Okay, let's do our other 2 here. There we go. Oh, that's so nice. Oh, I love that. These copycat panels are pretty expensive. They take zinc ingots, but now that Create allows us to use iron nuggets instead of zinc nuggets to make andesite alloy, that shouldn't be a problem. And because those apparently don't work with the glass blocks, we're just going to do this and put in these glass slabs from More Slabs and Stairs. Okay, in this room, what I had done here was made a little chimney. So let's just put some campfires in here. And now we can be in the nighttime and be safe from the mobs in our little house. In our kitchen, let's put a stove from Farmer's Delight. Let's put a couple of kitchen cabinets. Let's do that over here too. I moved our 2 tables from Chipped in here, and I'm also putting a carpenter's table from Paladin's Furniture. We'll do a dark oak kitchen sink from Paladin's and 2 kitchen counters from Paladin's. And then we'll do the same over here. Over here, we put an iron fridge, some more cabinets, a kitchen hood from Handcrafted. In here, I did a detail with some white sofas from another furniture mod, some slabs here just to make a little table, and this little thing right here, some barrels and some glass. What is that called, a credenza? We'll do a few more of these kitchen cabinet counter thingy-mabobs, and maybe a couple of these little dark modern stools. Oh, they're so wee. They look like they're for like children or something. In the bedroom here, I just did a few barrels like that, and this was supposed to be like an enchanting area, but it's not gonna happen. I'd like to do something here, but I'm not sure what. I tried to do a little desk and it didn't fit, so maybe this is just fine. But that's the bedroom. Got the kitchen, got kind of like a living area and a bit of storage there. And then in here we have the main storage room with a little furnace. And then in here, this is where we're going to put all of our other workstations. I just don't have the ability to make the other ones because there's some items I need like redstone and glowstone and stuff like that. So that's not going to happen right now. But I'm pretty happy with this little house. Let's take a look at the exterior. I'm pretty happy with this thing. I am really happy with this little house. This is good times. This is probably one of my favorite little houses that I've ever made. Since we still have some time left, I think we should go for a bit of a mine. Well, that was short-lived. We ran into a giant hole and I don't have a water bucket. Problem solved. Let's get back to it. This is one rather deep hole. Well, that was an interesting little mining session. I got quite a bit of iron ore. I got a decent amount of redstone and some other things. I only got 4, 5, 6 diamonds, though. Pretty lame on the diamond side. I also got up to 29.5 levels, and then I died. I died so fast, I couldn't even hit the record button. I went around a corner in a cave, and bam, Enderman. Right there. Just looked him straight in the eyes without any warning. It was really just the worst luck. Well, now that we've got some decent resources, let's put a little bit more create into this house. So we're going to break this. And we're going to break, not that, strip some oak. Make some casings. We'll put a shaft right there. Vertical gearbox here. A few more shafts. Let's do like that. Cover these. Place in a windmill bearing. Maybe this etched diorite brick. Perhaps a few more shafts over here. We need to grab ourselves some wool and maybe something to make some lime dye out of. Oh, it breaks the heart. Okay, we've got some sail frames now. We're going to just go ahead and put these on here. All right, we got the sails in. Let's see. I'm just going to extend this up a little bit because I just think this is going to be cool. Okay, that looks pretty wild. It's pretty wild looking. I wish we could have these casings made of the white, like, diorite stuff, but I don't think there's a way to do that. Unless I put the bearing at the bottom, but that's not the look I want. I wanted it to look like it's spinning in the middle. I know that's stupid, but I like this. Here it is, kind of zoomed out. It's like a futuristic looking windmill. Okay, we're back inside. I've put a vertical gearbox right here. Yeah, and then we're going to go down into the floor like that. Okay, let's set up a little mechanical press. If we put a vertical gearbox here, we can now power the press this way. That's good. Let's see if we can speed it up a little bit. There we go. Now, somebody told me about a trick where you take the casing And we can put it here. And then if we do another large cogwheel here, it's kind of getting down into our face though. I don't like that. Okay, I was able to put the gearing underneath the floor instead. I think that's going to work much better for the aesthetic in here. Okay, I've come off of the top of this gearbox with some of these the chain drives, and then we've got a little cogwheel. Hopefully this mixer's going fast enough. I need to test it. Okay, it's going fast enough. Now we're going to go ahead and put our millstone right there. Okay, I think that's about all we can fit on this wall. I know this seems silly to do this for the millstone, but I think that's going to be really handy in just a minute, because what we need to do is make some slime balls. Some slime balls. So we're going to go ahead and just grind up this wheat so we can throw this in here. And I think we can throw our sea pickles that I picked up in here and get green or lime green dye to make the slime balls. Okay, we'll put a vertical gearbox right here. I don't think that messes anything up. Dig the floor out real quick, and then we'll go ahead and put in some shafts. Going up with the shafts, some chain drives. Repair the floor a little bit. If I move this up a block, is this going to look bad from the outside? If anything, it just kind of adds to the whole futuristic vibe, I guess. Okay, so I used that power to make an encased fan, another encased fan, and now we have ourselves a washer. And I just need to get some lava, and we'll have ourselves a little smelter. Okay. All right, that's nice. Okay, so now we can wash our wheat flour so we can get some dough, which gives us a better recipe for bread, but also will allow us to make slime balls. Yeah, I think all we have to do is take that lime dye with the dough, and we got some slime balls. That's nice. Next, I'm going to go ahead and tear out this floor for just a little bit. We're going to use those slime balls to make a mechanical sticky piston. We're going to put that piston right here, spin it around. We'll bring our shafts back over this way. Actually, scrap that. We're going this way. It's a faster power source over there. Okay, we put the gear shift right there. I made a copycat button, and it actually works. That's pretty cool. Well, maybe having a smelter in here isn't the greatest idea I've ever had. That's gnarly. I could have burned the whole house down. Oops. I wonder if I use copycat panels, maybe those won't burn. And all of this because I needed 3 pieces of stone to make 1 repeater. Okay, we have our repeater. Now all we have to do is place it right there. And then I just need to make sure there's redstone dust on top of that block. And we should be okay. Okay, our piston is moving up and down. Yay! Okay, that makes me very happy. Now all we have to do is just replace this right here. And then, yeah, let's just go ahead and rebuild our floor. Okay, a quick redesign and everything is all working. I needed this block to be, like, not a redstone thing. So, there we go. Let's go ahead and flick that. Yeah, that's super cool. All right, back to this little sub-project. Let's see if that will burn. Hopefully not. Okay, so far our roof is holding together. This is all copycat, 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 all copycat. Up here, these are not copycat, but we'll see. I think we're probably stable now. All right, so far so good. I think I can take down this little scaffolding now. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Okay, so we're going to remove this one first, and then we'll place that there, and then one there, one there, one there, there. There we go. Okay, and then down here, we're going to place in, dun 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 dun, right there. There we go. Okay, sweet. Now what would happen if we, let's say, put this right here? Unbreaking 2. I'll take it. Unbreaking 2. Alright, that's pretty lame, but I will take it. There we go. Okay. Now we have an Unbreaking 2 diamond pickaxe. Alright. I think I'm going to build a little tree farm right here. So we'll put in our mechanical bearing. We have our saws. I do not have deployers yet because we do not have brass. So we're just going to make this kind of like a semi-automatic one where I plant them by hand and then, you know, this thing picks them up when it gets there. Now we just need to glue this together like such and thusly. And then we're going to take and dig underneath here and see if we can't find some power. Okay. And unbelievably, there's a shaft pointing the right direction. All right, we're spinning around. Now we just have to, like, run in a circle and plant these. Okay, we had one oak tree grow up. I also put a little frame around this thing just to kind of... There we go. I was curious if that was going to hamper the growth of the trees, but I don't believe so. All right, I'm going to go ahead and install another... Oh, that's the beautify one? Okay, there we go. And we got the right thing. Sweet. Okay, so now we can make some different leaves. I really like these magenta azalea leaves. Let's put a few of these leaves in this area here. And then maybe let's put some along here. Back here, I'm going to build just a little custom tree. It has definitely been a minute since I've made a custom tree, for sure. Just a little, like, meandering path here. And maybe a little pathway going off over this direction. Okay, here we're doing just a little bit of a fun little water feature. Maybe we'll put a bit of a bench here. I have these copycat steps. So we can just put one there and then do that for now. And then, I don't know what the heck this is, but it's just a little thing. And it sits there. And it's like, you can colorize them with whatever. So maybe this is like a little rock right here. Just kind of have a bit of a little rock. How strange. These things are trippy. How about like that? Let's try that. There we go, just a little rock. Maybe like another little bench right in this area. I'd like to move this flower if we're gonna do this. How about this little jungle log? That's sort of neat. All right, and then we'll do sort of the same thing. Maybe there and there. There we go. I love my little house. It looks nice. I like this thing. Very nice, very nice. Yeah, definitely needed a little bit of yard work. But overall, it is a nice little house. I like what I did with that windmill. I think it's a modern touch. And I'm very happy with this little starter house. Anyway, guys and gals, that's all we have time for in this little episode. I really hope you've liked the first installment in this series. We have so much more planned. I have some really big plans in my little tiny blockhead. This was a microscopic, tiny, itsy bitsy little build. But it got us going and it got us some basic stuff, so I'm happy. Oh, by the way, if you want this build, I will be putting it up on my Patreon shortly. And I'll try to make it so that it is free for all members so that all you have to do is join up and you can get this for free. Anyway, I hope you're having an amazing, awesome, beautiful, fantastic, stupendous day. And God bless. Welcome to episode 2 of Create and More. Last time we punched a tree, killed some sheep, made a backpack and a futuristic starter house with Create machines. Today we venture into the Nether, build a huge machine shop and the perfect mining machine. Let's get going. To do everything I want to do today, we need to go to the Nether. We need quartz and we need a blaze in a blaze cage thing. So eventually I'd like to set up a good spot for a Nether portal, but for now we're just going to go ahead and carefully use this one. Okay, we've loaded into the Nether. Here we are on top of some sort of tree or something. What the heck is this thing? Bone blocks? Ah! What's causing this? Oh man, I almost died. Dude, I think something might be stalking me. I have moved about 10 blocks away from the portal. And I'm already terrified. Well, so far this is going very poorly. I've already died 3 times. And I'm trying to recover my grave, but it's like in the lava or something. Well, look at that thing down there. It's like shooting wither at me. It's literally shooting me with wither. Let's just try to get my stuff back. This sucks. I'm gonna die again. Oh, there we go. Wow, okay, I was finally able to get my stuff back, and I will tell you, this Nether is deadly. So now I'm happily tunneling through the Nether instead of trying to go over, because those Naga things are everywhere and they're terrifying. They're absolutely terrifying. So this is a really cool and very frightening looking biome. Look at this cool biome. It's called Bone Reef. Now we're in sulfuric bone reef. Okay, I'm in some kind of like a... I don't know if this is a nether fortress or what it is, but it's a thing, and I'm in it. Let's see if we just go grab it. Got him. Whoa, look at that cool looking tower. That is pretty cool. I found a weird ore. It's called syncinnicite, and also rubies. Okay, somehow we made it back in one piece, and I have a bunch of stuff. Get all my stuff. Okay, so the next thing I want to do is make a fabrication facility where we have all of our major machines. This thing's turning out to be pretty big, much bigger than I had anticipated, but I said I wanted to do big builds, so here's a big build. Probably the first thing we should make before we build the actual thing, factory, is we need to make a miner. So I've got myself a little cart assembler here. I'm gonna go ahead and put this thing together. Oh yeah, that's a lot faster. Oh man, I was digging this out with iron shovels. I also ran out of these, this is smooth stone variants from chipped. I think this looks like concrete, so I'm gonna need to do a little bit more mining to get some more cobblestone. So because we need more of that cobblestone, I'm down here in our mining area. We're gonna mine all this out. There it goes, look at that. Thing of beauty. Okay, so we have our very first basic machine ready to go here. This is a mechanical press, of course. Also, I made over here a little tiny sheep farm to try to get us some wool so that we can make some windmills to power this. Alrighty, next up we're finally using this blaze burner we got. Okay, I've got the rest of it made here. All we have to do is put in this one andesite funnel. Should I move it back one? I should move it back one. Okay, that's better. Next we'll do a little sawing contraption. Okay, there we go. That's literally it. Okay, that's literally it now. Okay, now we'll go ahead and do a little bit of a casing maker. We can't do the brass guy because I need to get that going first, but soon we will be able to do so. Okay, I think I have enough wool to put in our first fan, or windmill, I guess. And then we'll place in our windmill bearing. Perfect. Go. And then we're going to put in these windmill sails. One there, 2, 3, 4. And the way that this is going to work is these are going to look like fans on the top of the building. It looks a tad asymmetrical. Okay, that's better. We also geared it up a little bit, and we're gonna need to have a roof. This is I'm getting drenched. Hey, that means our mixer's working, and that means we can make deployers, which will open up a whole new level of pokiness. So now we can take those and put them into our press, these brass ingots that is, and we can make brass sheets. So now we can finally make our deployers. Oh, we have a problem. We need to make rose quartz so we can make these stupid things. Okay, here we go. Man, it has been raining a lot, and I've been trying to record in between rains, but ooh boy. Don't stand on the saw blade. There we go. There we go. Put that there. Get these. Overstress. Uh-oh. No worries. Oh, it's still overstressed? Really? Even with that larger fan? Okay, there we go. We got it this time. I don't know if that still looks okay. It's gonna look... It'll be fine. It'll be fine. And what that allows us to do is this wonderful thing right here. We can take some wood. We can throw it in this chest. And it will make casings for... Why is it not making the casings? There we go. I had to put a filter in there. There we go. That means that we're going to have to power this one, which is going to make our electron tubes. It's going to have to power it, like, from a second fan. Okay, it's a little hard to see because of the lovely rain, but I have put in all 4 of our windmills, and everything is running. It's very good. I also put in one of these, which is going to be a smelter, and we're going to put in 2 more identical things like this for a washer and then a haunter and a cooker. Oh, I also installed a mod that's supposed to make these wandering trader trades a little bit better. So let's see. Glow ink. Okay, 5 for some glow ink. I'd take that. Honestly, these guys are just so annoying. They just won't shut up. Shut up. Shut up for 2 seconds. Just for 2 freaking seconds. Just stop going. I'm fine. I'm fine now. Okay, I've put in our washer, our cooker, and our haunter. And now I got enough cobblestone to be able to finish this floor. Okay, that looks much better. Much better. We have built our mechanical crafter so that we can make some crushing wheels. Yay, yay, yay. And we're off. Uh-oh. I don't think I set it up right. I've never had this happen before. I forgot to set it up first. It has stuck or something? That's looking better. All right, we got our crushing wheels. Yay, crushing wheels. Okay, I think I'm going to power it off of this. Even though this is powering this thing, I can always put a clutch on this to turn it off because we don't use this thing very often. I feel like in the old version of Create that I was using, you couldn't do this, but now it looks like you can. It probably needs to be going faster. Okay, it is working. We have sand. Yay. Okay, I have seriously increased the speed with a little gearing up there. It's working good. However, I had to put in the clutch here because this thing won't work while this thing is running. Next, I'd like to make a precision mechanism maker. Okay, I think I got everything almost set up here. So we got the gears, then the big gears, then the nuggets, and then we have a chest from which to put the sheets. Now it's going to come across, go in here, and then we just need a double chest right here, like this, and then we'll have a funnel, a brass funnel, coming out this way, and that's going to drop out anything that isn't a completed mechanism or trash. So just the incomplete mechanisms, I guess that would be. And then there we go. And then that goes in there. Okay, we're ready to try this puppy out. And more importantly, we need the incomplete precision mechanisms for our filters. So here we go. So now we're going to take this one and put it in here. And we're going to go ahead and put this on the deny list. Okay, so that one will go here. The allow list one, allow list. There we go. Okay, we have our very first precision mechanism. There we go. Okay, and now we have a rotational speed controller. Put it there, and then I think we take one of these big cogs and stick it in there. Right? Yeah, we just need to bring that power downwards. And then I think we might be able to put a chain drive here. And then like that. Okay, and then all we have to do is then set this thing to whatever we want it to be. Can we go absolute maximum? No. We can go 120. Okay, I think that's a good speed. Okay, the last couple of things I made here, I made a little spout for spouting stuff. And then over here, I made another one, and this is going to make our sturdy sheets, which are used for making train casings. But before we do that, I'd love to finish the rest of this building. I think I'd like to upgrade our miner before we get into that. I have a design in mind. Let's do it. Okay, I'd say that's a little bit bigger. And it's a little bit longer, too. So what I just did there is I put a filter in here that allows only cobblestone and cobbled deep slate, so that when it mines, it will have a plentiful supply of either one of those two, and then it can place them in front of the rail, which will get placed by this guy, and it's going to be powered rail, and then that is going to then be ridden on by the minecart, which will just keep propelling it forward, and then the rail will go, the minecart will actually be right here. And then once the minecart has ridden past it, then this plow is going to pick it up, and then it's going to go back and be placed again, and so on. Now this plow over here picks up redstone torches, because redstone torches are needed to power the rail. So we just place those 1, 2, 3, 4. I have exactly the right number of redstone torches to make that work. That's crazy. And then in the back here, we just have a bunch of barrels, a portable storage interface when we're going to be using that. We have a white seat, or just a regular seat, whatever kind. And then this will turn off the deployers, which will basically stop the machine. Now, the drills I have set up this way so that I can see through in case we run into water or lava. I actually have a plan to deal with water or lava, but we don't have enough redstone at the moment to make enough deployers to make it happen. And I almost forgot to glue the whole thing together. I think I'm all glued up. Let's take this boiler out for a shakedown. Check me out. I'm Mr. Blockhead, the miner. Let's see if our little placer guy does work. Okay, that's good. I don't even know how far we've gone, but oh my goodness, this was a lot of fun. We got so much stuff. It needs a couple of little upgrades that I can do now because I have enough redstone, but I have a much larger problem. I don't know what to do with all of the stuff this thing mined out. I think what I'm actually going to do is make a bit of a storage thing in this factory. I did some research on the sophisticated storage mod, and I think it's actually going to fit our needs pretty well in this area. I think I'm going to take this oak slab or something, and I'm going to spread it out, and we're going to make a second platform, and we are going to put some storage in here. Now, it's not going to be our main storage, but it's going to be enough for a while to satisfy our needs, especially with that little mining machine that we've got. Okay, I think that is looking absolutely fantastic. So these are girders from Create, and then we have those little, they're called balconies. It's like a railing looking thing from Macaw's, and then the stairs and more railings from Macaw's. It just really makes this look like a little sort of factory floor, and I like this a lot. I really like this. So what we need to do is start working on the actual storage, which is going to go over here, but I'm going to move everything forward. Sophisticated storage has this stuff called packing tape. So what I can do is I can tape up one of these drawers, and then I can just break it, and then I can move it and place it where I want it. You can also dye these barrels, which is super nice. So that one's been dyed white. So the way I'm going to set up my storage is actually going to be a combination of Tom's simple storage and sophisticated storage. So we're going to need a couple of things, and what those couple of things are is we need specifically two ender pearls. And I only have one ender pearl that I'm aware of. Alright, I went ahead and went to the Nether, and I also enchanted a pickaxe. I have Fortune 3, Unbreaking 3, Efficiency 5, and Vein Mining. And I think that I have everything that I need now in order to make this little storage system. So let's do so. There's our storage controller, our inventory connector, our crafting terminal. We'll put in a few barrels. All right, we're upgrading our barrels now. So now when we look in Tom's, we should be able to see all of our items. So far, this is awesome because now I can just walk up to this thing, throw all of this stuff in here, and away we go. Next, what we need to do is just connect up this guy right here. Make it so that it will connect up to our mining machine when it pulls into town. Okay, we're going to put our portable storage interface right there, pointing up. That's better. And then I think if I put an inventory hopper right on this thing, let's try this. There we go. Okay, now we're the right way around. And we just go here and there. And then we have to get out of this hole. Okay, and then I just need to flip this thing downwards. And they should connect up over a 2-block span. Let's see. Yes. Next, we're going to upgrade our miner a little bit. Okay, I think I may have perfected the drill here. So I put a bunch of deployers facing forward. 3 facing this way, 3 facing up, and then 3 facing to the right, all with filters to either do cobble, deep slate, cobblestone, or netherrack. And so what that should do, ideally, is create a hollow center that is basically 5 wide and 3 tall. and then it's going to create a box around that. And then on the back here, what I did is I added some drills that will then drill that box out. But basically that box should protect the machine, and particularly this guy, the minecart itself, from lava or water. Well, I can see our first problem. I need 2 more deployers. I needed those because, as you can see, our box would have been incomplete. The other thing that I'm kind of worried about is what if water is right here? So if I put the deployers pointing in from the outside, that might improve it. Okay, there we go. Now you can kind of see the box forming, and I think that'll work really good. I just love this. I have a messy inventory. I can just throw all of this stuff in here and not even care. Well, looky who it is. Whoa. It's been slime. Oh, that's weird. I've been needing some slime balls. Okay, let's give this thing a little go. Okay, so it's working pretty well. I got a box around me at all times. That's pretty nice. Except, what's going on here? Why did it not break the box? I can't figure this out because for some reason the drills stopped drilling what the deployers are putting down, and I don't know why it's doing that. Don't know why maybe it's a lag thing? I don't know what it is. Okay, now we have another row of drills behind our first row of drills to drill out the stuff that the other drills won't drill out. So hopefully that will be good. Okay, I think I've got everything working. Let's give it another try here. Okay, well that seems to have fixed the problem. So we're working now. Okay, I found one little void spot, so let's see if it does what it's supposed to do here. Yeah, that's weird. It's like it's not, that block should have been replaced. But it's just not doing it. It's almost like the deployers in the front aren't doing their job or something. So as I'm checking this thing out, kind of going over some water here, it does look like it's placing 2 blocks in front of the drills, which should have eliminated any water because it's 2 blocks. But so I went ahead and moved the drills forward. I think this is going to work a little bit better. Also, these got moved forward as well, so that should make our box a little bit tighter, and I hope that it will make it so that it will eliminate any water, and then hopefully lava as well, although I'm not going to test that today. And let's go take this underground and give it a shot. Look at this, you guys. We're going right through a water cave. Oh, this is nice. Wow, this thing did so good. It did so good. It tore right through water. It tore right through caves. It protected me from some skeletons and a creeper. Really nice. Well, despite some of the problems that we've been having with our miner, I was able to get an absolute boatload of some resources. So, especially the copper and the iron. I hit like a copper vein of some sort, and I just mined with my fortune pick, and oh my goodness gracious, I have so much copper now. Not only did I get a bunch of resources, but I also got enough experience to make myself a diamond katana with smite 4, looting, and some other cool enchants. So I'm happy about that. I'm also in complete diamond gear now. That's nice. Hiya! Undoubtedly, what we need to do next for our little factory area here is to actually build the building that goes around it. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a mixture of some etched diorite, eroded diorite, and this flat diorite. I have this cool mod. It introduces one tool called a trowel, and it will place any block that is in my inventory, or my hotbar here, randomly. So I can just literally sit here and go boop and just place all of these blocks at random. And look how fast this is. That's pretty good. I need to get a little bit better at the gradient making, but that did a pretty good job. Okay, so as you can see, my idea was to have this sort of orange drape over looking thing that would house sort of the fan boxes, and I quite like it so far. I think that's going to look really good. We just need to make sure that we put some sort of grate over the top of this, and I'm not sure what that's going to look like yet, but we're getting there. Alright, so that is the main structure of the build done, and I am very happy with it. It needs a bit more little bobs and bits and things sticking out of it, and like air conditioning units and whatnot, but this is what I was going for right here. I love how the fans are on the top there and turn, and then these are going to be like skylight windows up here. I just need to put the glass in, of course, and yeah, this is what I wanted right here. Oh look, and there's a little band of government inspectors over here to check out our work. Okay, so let's go ahead and add some stuff to this thing. I'm going to go ahead and do a little montage. Okay, everything is done, I think. I quite like these little box thingies that look sort of like air conditioning or just mechanical whatever thingies. Then we've got our little box here to open the door. And then another little fan thingy. Got another one of these on this side, another one of these. One on the top with these little ductings going to these fans that do absolutely nothing. And then another box thingy right there. I think that adds a little bit of realism to this build. Of course, I'm sure you saw these two tanks right here. One of them I'm going to put just random items in, so depending on what we're trying to use our spout for. And then another one will have lava in it for making train casings. And of course, I'm sure you saw the door. I like it. It's so cool. Also, we've got a little roadway. I think this is going to work really great for any asphalt that we want to do. I finished off all the girders in here, and then when I put these little caged lamps in here, which I think look amazing. And then over here, we've got these two machines all hooked up. So this one makes the train casings. This one's just a spout for spouting various things. And lastly, I put this one upstairs because we didn't have any more room downstairs. I suppose I could have moved that, but I didn't want to. This makes train track. So this will make just the regular width ones. It won't make the narrow or the wide gauge like from Create Steam and Rails, but I don't know if I really want to use the narrow gauge anyway. And of course, all the gearing for the door mechanism. I actually had to slow it down because it was going way too fast. I think this looks really good. And our last little thing, I built a very derpy little platform back here just so we could get up into the top here like this, and I think that works okay. We're also going to do a derpy little door right here on the side. I think that's nice. Perfect. Come in here and a side door. There we go. This was a really fun build to do. Well, guys and gals, that's all we have time for today. If you like these episodes and you want to see the next one, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell thingy. But more importantly, I hope you're having an amazing, awesome, beautiful, fantastic day. And God bless. Last time on Create and More, should have eliminated any water and a bunch of item processors inside of a giant factory. Today, I want to make a tree farm that has every single type of tree available in the overworld, which in vanilla Minecraft isn't such a big deal because there's only 8 of them. But I'm playing in modded, and there are 51 different types in this mod pack. And I only have 6. Drop these 6 off in my starter house, and we're going to go ahead and go on a little search. Check it out. We've got rainbow eucalyptus. Check that one off. Mahogany. I don't know what that one is. This one's called a jacaranda. I believe this one is a baobab. And with Create, I can cut down this entire massive tree with one saw. All I need to do is make sure that there's only one block left on the tree's trunk. And then I can just use our saw and we can cut down the entire tree. Just like that. Holy cow, that's a lot of wood. Here's acacia. Okay, we can check off acacia and baobab. Oh my gosh, there's lions. He's not going to eat me, is he? Check it out, we got ironwood. How in the world did I get ironwood and baobab before I got birch? Birch is done. We move onward. I think these are orchard trees. Even though they're made of oak, I do believe that they actually have their own sapling. Yes, they do have their own sapling. It is called an orchard sapling. You can cross it off. And right next to it, we have willow. On my mini-map, I see some kind of a yellow, orange, pink looking tree. Let's see if we can find this. It looks like we found witch hazel. Okay, we can check off witch hazel. That one. That was a stupid witch joke. Also in this area, we have aspen, but I already have aspen saplings, so we don't need to get that, but that's what one looks like. I believe here we have a silver maple. Check. Okay, I believe this is a yellow maple. Okay, actually that was just a regular maple. But we got it. What a pretty biome this is, though. Ooh, Zelkova. We need that. Okay, that's another one checked off. Hey, we found holly. Another one checked off. Redwood. Look at all the wood I got from like one tree. Oh my gosh. Redwood, checked off. I had a little issue with a game crash, but now I'm back up with a backup, so yeah, I don't even know where we are as far as saplings because there's a couple that got deleted. Anyway, I've found some white mangrove. I really like the look of this particular wood. Duck. White mangrove, check. Here's another really beautiful wood type. This is ebony. All right, ebony, check. That's where I checked off Zelkova. Here we go. Here's the redwood I was missing. Just cut one of these down, and then we can recross it off. Got it. Hey, check it out. Palo Verde. Cut her down. It's kind of interesting. The Palo Verde log gives us birch planks. We got it nonetheless. Check. So here's these yuccas. Okay, yucca check. Now, I'm going to make a little note here that these give oak logs. Check it out. Armadillo. Hey, buddy. Okay, I just cut one of these trees down. I've been thinking that they are actually regular birch trees that are just in a different biome, but they're actually their own sapling. So now we have yellow birch saplings. Yellow birch. What's this thing? We may have found a red spruce. Yep, that's exactly what we found. Red spruce. Okay, we can check that guy off. Okay, I just acquired the silver maple tree sapling that we lost during the backup process. So I think I have that now. Hey, look at that. Randomly, we found some palm. Check it out. Elephants. Whoa! Okay, we've come full circle and we're almost back to spawn. I found some blue enchanted logs, so we're going to take these down, I guess. I was hoping we would find another biome so I didn't have to cut down the biome, or cut down trees from the biome near our house. Blue enchanted trees. Check. And here's a green enchanted one. And now we're headed to the east, to the Sika Woods. Look at these giant Sika trees. And right next to it, we have these Skyrus trees. Look at these things. Skyrus, Sika. We also got holly as well. I think I did it before the backup, but there was some holly trees back there. And I think this might be a blue spruce. Yes, it was. Blue spruce. Check it off. Found a cherry forest. Let's chop down a tree. Cherry trees. So we're in a crimson tundra biome, and I just found orange spruce. Check it off. Also, red spruce. And we'll check that one off too. I found a fir tree. Check this one off. And I finally found the elusive pine tree. Here we go. Check it off. And I found a white sakura tree. I believe sakura is Japanese for cherry tree, basically. Let's chop him down. And a yellow sakura. You can check both of those off. Here's an indigo jacaranda. And a zombie. Check. I've traveled very far and I finally found an araucaria. I think that's how you pronounce this thing. It's checked off, but it gives us pine wood. Here's a regular old vanilla Minecraft mangrove. Check it off. Here we are in the windswept peaks. I found an orange birch. Check that one off. But basically we have brown birch, brown oak, brown zelkova, red birch, red oak, and yellow spruce. And it seems like these are pretty difficult to find. Okay, so kind of have to change my objective a little bit. At the moment, we have still those same ones that we need to find. But my thought is, if I've gone to every single biome and I can't find them, then they probably don't exist. So that means we have 6 more biomes to go to because we have 46 out of 52 different biomes explored. Also, it kind of doesn't matter if I don't find those ones because they're the same wood types, I would assume, as their sort of color. So like, you know, we just have the spruce and the oak and the birch, I think, is all those are. The other thing is I just kind of have to guess which biomes I haven't been to because it doesn't tell me which ones I've been to. When I go into Nature's Compass, it just has like all these different ones, but unfortunately it doesn't tell me, hey, you found that one. This is so wild. It's called a shattered glacier. That is one that we needed because now we're at 47, so we only have 5 more. Okay, after checking out the rugged Badlands and the windswept desert, we have 4 left. Apparently, this tiny little piece of sand right here is a dacite shore, meaning that we now have 49 out of 52 biomes explored. We are in the Sierra Badlands. We're now up to 50 out of 52. Oh my goodness, it's a hippo. Wow. That's fun. I found the last remaining one, which is tropical rainforest. And as you can see, still no orange or brown birch or whatever else we're missing. It's definitely not here. There's actually one left called Eroded Borealis, but I have tried multiple times with this compass here to try to figure out where this thing is, and it's just not showing up. Every time I look for it, it does this thing. It extends the radius out by 10,000 blocks, and then it fails to find anything. So I don't know if this one exists. Okay, I just talked to the developer of Oh the Biomes You Go on Discord, and he said that we have to turn on Eroded Borealis in the config. So we'll have to figure out how to do that. He also said that some of the saplings don't actually have trees that spawn in the world. So he's confirmed what I have suspected. So that's a little disappointing that we can't completely complete our task of attempting to find every single sapling that was in JEI, but we found every single sapling that does exist. I would like to find this Eroded Borealis, though, since we're on the mission. I found it! Eroded Borealis! What kind of a block is this? Oh, we completed the challenge. We've done all the biomes. Packed Borealis ice. That's fun. We're here. And it looks like blue spruce is on the menu, but nothing new that we haven't already acquired as far as saplings. This is a really beautiful biome. I don't know if it was worth the trek out here. 11,000 blocks away from spawn. This is a pretty place to be. Now we just need to walk back, I guess. Okay, so we've collected all of the saplings. Now all we have to do is build this giant farm. All right, so we're going to need about 3 stacks of mechanical saws, about 3 stacks of deployers, and maybe about a stack or 2 of harvesters. So let's get crafting. I've been crafting for quite some time now. We have a lot of stuff. We have 191 deployers, 197 mechanical saws, 64 mechanical bearings. 53 trestles, and a whole bunch of other garbage, not to mention all of the saplings. Okay, here we are in this little spot, and essentially I want to build the trees around in this area and then have a fairly large building about where I'm standing. So kind of starting where this patch of dirt is right here. That is going to be sitting here, and then we're going to have a small train, go around to all of the different tree variant types and collect all the wood and stuff, bring it back into the building, and then eventually we're going to build a larger train that's going to come by this way and pick up whatever we want it to pick up. So what I want to do is I want to basically make a second level up from where I'm currently standing to be able to put all of the materials into for storage and eventual transfer into the big train. I have this whole thing kind of like half designed in my head. I'm not sure if any of it will actually work though. I've kind of got a start to it. I know it doesn't look like anything. I'm just trying to get like the size of this thing. I don't want it to get too close to this big hill right here. I did end up moving it from over here on the right of this meadow to down here in this area. That way that stupid hill won't be in the way and we'll be able to build whatever we want on this end where our train is going to come in, and then over here where our small train is going to come in with the actual wood logs within it. I think I'm going to go ahead and just steal this little waystone right here because we'll put it back. Okay, so this is how this thing is going to work. So basically, I'm going to collect all of the stuff from the barrels, and hopefully I will be able to then use the controller thingy, mabobber, dealy, to populate all of the barrels. That's still to be seen. But then what we need to do is we're going to go ahead and take a threshold switch to see how much we have of that particular log in there. So if this is like the oak ones, we'll have how many oak ones are in there. And then it's going to be connected to a redstone link. And then that link will then be connected to another link somewhere out in the field here that is going to be controlling a clutch, which will control whether or not the farm is on or off. For each of our saplings, we're going to have a barrel for the logs. We're also going to have a barrel for the leaves as well. This little lever and the smart chute is going to allow it to if I want these logs to go into the actual train, which eventually I'm going to build a train that's going to come by, pick up whatever stuff, and then take it back to our city, then this will allow me to just basically click this lever right here, and then whatever that log is going to fall through onto a belt that's going to go down and load it onto our train eventually. Am I concerned that 44 redstone links all activated at the same time is going to crash my game? Yes. Yes, I am concerned about that. Oh, look, the government inspector is here. Hey, buddy. The inspector didn't like my work, so I killed him. All right, now each place where I'm going to have a tree, we're going to have basically this size of a farm. I know these aren't very big, but honestly, they produce so much wood that if they're any bigger, it's going to be overwhelmingly enormous. We're going to have a mechanical bearing, and then below that a clutch. So our clutch actually needs to go at this level right here. And on that clutch, we're going to put in the other redstone link. I don't know if I want to do those right yet because I don't know which way the power is going to be coming from. Probably from over there, but you never know. And then like that. So then on top of this, we'll glue in all of the mechanism with the saw and whatnot and so forth. I've begun laying out all of the different farms. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to put 8 in a row and have 6 rows. All right, so we've laid out 44 little circles across the ground. I think that the best thing we ought to do is make a steam engine. All right, we've got a good start on our steam engine. This is going to be a level 9. I need to put another level on it there. And then this is going to be our lava collection area. And then I just need to build the lava bucket filler thing and put in a mechanical arm and then just power everything up. Okay, I think I figured it out. So this is going to fill lava buckets. Then I'm going to have an arm stick that lava bucket that's filled in here. And then out of here is going to come out the filled lava buckets, which will then get distributed to these hungry fellas here. Okay, then I think with one mechanical arm, we can go and place buckets into these guys like that by taking from here, and then empty buckets will go in here, and then the other one will just simply take from here the full buckets and stick them there. Okay, brought a shaft out this way. We're going to do that and place this right here, and then I should be able to place in a pump right here like this. We're going to try that, and then I think if we just place in right here like that, that will allow us to power that thing, and then we can keep going over the top of the spout, which will allow us to put one here, which will then allow us to power the pump that needs to go here, like that. There we go. Okay, now all we have to do is set the filters, get the lava and the water, and I think this thing is ready to rock. Okay, so I've put lava above in this little chamber right here, and then I filled up a couple of these cauldrons just because I had some extra buckets. I am following a tutorial on this, so I don't know if this is big enough. Over here, I do not need this big of a water source, but I have the space, so I might as well use it. Now, the last thing I want to do is put another pipe. I guess let's do that right here to another pump that will go here that we can power with a crank. Let's see if we can get it going just on idle power. Yeah. That's good. We may need a little bit bigger lava farm, but so far, it's fine. The next thing we need to do is we need to take that power and distribute it to all of our farms. So just to give some perspective about how big this thing is, there's our shaft, and there, way over there, is our steam engine. Yeah, see, this is what I was worried about. There's not even close to enough lava to keep this thing going. Oh my gosh, you guys, I'm such a blockhead. I forgot the dripstone. I was like, why isn't this working? This right here is the prototype of the saw machine that I'm going to be using, and it's just going to rotate around. And now this part over here is the thing that's going to load the stuff onto the train, but we'll see how this works with a couple of tests here. Okay, well, I had to make some alterations to this one, and I probably will to some of these trees, because the orchard trees, they're pretty big. Basically, what was happening is the sapling was growing up, but it was growing logs like way out here. You can even see a couple of the remnants right there, and the saws weren't actually chopping it down. The next thing that I want to test is our train. So we're going to build the very first train ever on this server. Okay, time to place a bit of rail, like right there. That'll do it. And then we'll just drag this out over here. So this is the narrow gauge rail. I decided to use that for this because this is going to be a train, but it's going to be like one thing. It's just going to be like a little thing. Okay, so I've made some progress on our little train. So we've got a vault in here, and actually this is a vertical vault from one of the mods. Vibrant vaults. There we go. And then, so we're going to build a 3x3 vault like that. And so it's going to look like the thing is basically carrying the vault around, which is what I wanted. I wanted to make a lime green vault, but I don't have enough lime green dye at the moment, and so we're just going with the standard color, but perhaps we will change that later. Anyways, then we have a storage interface facing to the right behind our little first bogey here, and I think... do I want to put one there, or do I want to put one behind the vault? I think I'll put one behind the vault right here. But I do like this for the front, and then, of course, I changed the bogeys around to make them look like that type. I'm going to have it so that it has a cabin that way and a cabin that way, but I'm probably not going to use the reverse ones. I just wanted it to look sort of like it could go either direction, even though it probably won't. Now we're going to put our train controls on. There we go. Right there. And then I'm going to use these copycat panels right here to do some more glass. this kind of glass right there. I think that looks nice. I've also got these train doors that we can stick on here and here. Okay, there we go. We are ready to rock. Don't forget to glue your train together. Okay, just checking for any extraneous unglued blocks, and it looks like we're good. I was just about to test our train track and our stations and our train when I realized that I have two rather large problems. So one of those problems is the storage mod that I'm using. Sophisticated storage has a 15 block range on the controller. And I thought, that's no problem, I'll just link two controllers. Well, you can't do that. So unfortunately, what I'm going to have to do, and I was trying to avoid doing this, but I'm going to have to put belt across the entire top of all of these barrels. We're going to have to make 88 more smart chutes. Okay, now we just need to hook that up to our, whatever this thing is. Train. That's what it's called. Well, what the heck are the odds of this happening? Oh my gosh, it's even going the right direction. That is insane. Okay, I placed a fan at the top of some chutes here, and hopefully that will bring the items up. I think a bit of a chain drive there, and then one here. Can we do that? Yeah. Okay, an oak filter there. And we got... let's see, an oak wood filter there and an oak wood filter there. Okay, everything seems to be filtering out correctly. So I think we're good. I think we're ready to test it at least and see if our train will work. I just need to create a train schedule and find a little entity somewhere. Need to find like a frog or a hippo or something. Can we make a skeleton horse drive it? Oh my gosh. That's funny. I don't know if he's the right driver, but he's the right driver for right now. Okay, so we're working on the schedule now. This is there's a lot you can do. Wow. All right, so I believe that I have this set up correctly. So if the cargo, so basically it's going to go to the tree farm, the oak tree. And if the cargo is going to be inactive for 5 seconds, then it's going to move on. I think that's good. And then we'll just give it to this horsey right here. And off it goes. Okay. Oh boy, it's happening fast. Okay, it's coming around. Oh, we're hooked up. Okay. I wish we could see what's inside of the vault, but definitely something's happening. Okay, wow. Everything is working fantastically. Perhaps even too good. Okay, look at this. We have 1,373 in there of the oak wood. We've got leaves coming in. We've got a shaft and some sticks. Well, yeah, we're going to have to deal with that. It's just so massive. It's really massive. So now that we've understood that everything is working, I am just going to go ahead and start doing all of the rest of these little tree farms. Okay, so this tree farm is finally done, at least the tree part and the farming part. So I have installed all of the trees. They're actually, I think most of them have shut off now because I have produced so much wood just making the farm that I probably won't need to even run it, which is pretty sad. I had to make a couple of adjustments here and there with the trees. Like some of these don't actually put saplings all the way around on the dirt. Like this one here, the Skyrus, they only put them in these corners because the trees were growing and they were actually growing and replacing some of the blocks. So I had to be strategic about where I put the trees within the circles. Also, a few of them had to have much longer saw blades. Like, for example, this redwood one I think is about 8 blocks long because redwood trees are just huge. And this one only places one single sapling on its way around, which you can believe. But, I mean, this right here pretty much fills up the entire limited barrel that I have just like with 2 trees. It's insane. Then we've got these blue spruce ones. They also needed a longer saw blade. The orange spruce. The orange spruce should be shutting off. There's some issue with them. I don't know what's going on, but yeah, these might need a longer saw blade as well, actually. Come to think of it. This one here was really crazy, these white mangroves, and then there was a cypress one too that was really crazy because they grew really far out. So you can see that only here and here are where they're going to be planted, and then I had to change it and make it so that there's only one deployer because it doesn't actually need the middle two because they're not even being used like that. And then, yeah, wow, there's just so much wood and so many trees here. It's just incredible. You can really kind of get a sense of scale from this thing from the air. And obviously I turned my shaders off because, yeah, it was really lagging with the shaders on, just with all of the trees and the spinning parts and everything. So it's incredible. It's just incredible how big some of these trees are. There's a single baobab right there. Baobab. I don't know, however you say that. I've never built a farm quite this big before. This thing is unreal. It's almost like going out of my render distance. If you can see sort of the fog line. If I'm over here by the baobab, the fog line is actually obscuring some of the barrels on the other side. So yeah, and speaking of the barrels on the other side, over here, I had to make a couple of changes. The sophisticated storage mod just does not talk to create very well. So what I had to do was put our threshold switches to monitor the chutes, actually, the smart chutes. And so then if there's anything in these smart chutes, then it will turn off the farm, which is pretty much what's going on all of these. As you can see, all of these have their lights on. And on the other side, you can see all of these. I upgraded these barrels right here with a few things, so we have quite a bit of the oak wood. Same with the dark oak, and I think that's another oak, yeah. And those are dogs barking in the background because they're idiots, and like at my house. Anyway, here's like the birch. And then as you can see, we've got quite a few of the leaves as well. Some of these leaves I have more than others just because this thing filled up really fast and the leaves did not. But I actually got a bunch of unexpected things. Apples, which I should have expected. But the orchard trees actually produce like 3 or 4 different types of leaves. Same thing with the, I believe the, is it the yuccas? And then these are from, I don't even remember which trees. Oh, the Skyrus also produced green apples occasionally. Of course, the mangrove, like stick thingies at the bottom. And then the jacarandas sometimes produced like a flowering version of their leaves. And I think there's actually a couple more that I need to do. So I just kind of made some temporary barrels over here, but I might stretch these out to be straight so that we can have a way to get down and up from there. But yeah, as you can see, we just have so much wood of all the different types. Each one of these barrels has 2,048 logs, which is, I don't know what, I actually don't know how many stacks that's is something like, well, let's find out. So 2,048 logs is actually 32 stacks of wood. So that's a little bit. I think that'll be enough. Oh man, what possessed me to make this thing? It's so enormous. It's so enormous. It's so enormous, in fact, that it has taken us a long time to make this farm. And originally I wanted to finish up the episode by building the actual sort of factory that all of this is going to sit in, and not just leave it like a bunch of random blocks in a sort of a semicircle, and this, whatever this is supposed to be. Like, you know, like decorate all this stuff and like put it all inside of a building that looks like a factory. But unfortunately, we are about out of time for this episode, and I'm going to have to leave that till next time. Well, guys and gals, this has been Mr. Blockhead. I hope you've enjoyed this video about this farm. Next video, we're actually going to decorate it and maybe even build a bigger train coming from our spawn area. But more importantly, I hope you're having an amazing, awesome, beautiful, fantastic day. And God bless. Last time on Creating More, we rounded up every single type of sapling in the world, made this giant tree farm complete with a tiny little train, and built a crazy storage for the wood. Today I'm going to finish the tree farm with a nice building and build a gantry crane to load the wood onto a cargo monorail that will take the wood back to my main base. Got a general form of what's going on here, so we've got kind of this rounded part right here, and then right here, this is where the trains are going to go through, and then it's going to have this long piece here that's going to go into like another larger bit right here where the actual like sort of traveling train that goes around the world is going to load up all the wood. All right, I've made a little bit more progress. I really like this right here, this sort of long section. I really don't like how I tied it into the front, so I need to change that up somehow. I've come up with a little detail for the sides, these kind of brick thingies. Okay, yeah, I think that looks pretty good along the side here. I tried to put in some windows up here. I do not like these windows. I'm going to do something different, but I do like the two stripes. It just needs a little bit of detail in between the two. Oh yes, I like that very much. This part needs some definite work over here. I don't know what's going on there. I was also trying something out right here, and I'm not so sure about that either. By the way, this weird blue stuff is called blue loco metal from Steam and Rails. Great Steam and Rails, yeah. Okay, I'm working on an almost complete redesign here, and it looks like a mess. Okay, so here we go, and I think that looks a lot better than what it was. I did like the sloping aspect of what I had before, but I think this just looks better. You know what makes a huge difference? Taking this kind of foundation thing off. Originally this was supposed to be, you know, a foundation, but it's so much better without it. Alright, so I think I've got the basic part of the outside exterior done. This kind of the main structure here. I'm very much liking it. The next thing I want to do is kind of address the roof. So I'd like to make like a tower on the side of this thing. And I kind of want to make it like right here. Okay, I think that's a good height for this little tower. Okay, I've done a little bit of work on it. Got a little tower thingy. Okay, overall, I think this is looking pretty good so far. We just need to do a little bit of detail work now. You know, maybe we'll do this as a little mini montage. Okay, I think that is looking pretty good so far. I'm very much liking all the detail. This tower thing actually turned out a lot better than I had anticipated, and it looks a lot better now. I've been trying to figure out a way to incorporate some of the wood that we've been harvesting into our actual build. So this is what I've come up with down here, and I quite like this. These are rainbow eucalyptus, and this right here is witch hazel. And I think they complement each other really well, actually. Then we have this ebony planks right here, and I think that looks good. So I actually like this pattern quite a bit, and I think I'm just gonna, you know, butter it across here. Okay, well, after buttering that pattern across the floor, it looked like the floor of a casino, which in itself is quite cool, but also not what I was going for. So what I decided to do was do these mixture of fir planks, aspen planks, and zelkova planks with a little stripe of gray concrete down the center, and I very much like this. Down here, this is where our train will come in, and I actually sealed this off with a wall of some diorite variants from Chipped, and then I made kind of like a little sort of office or something All right, next I want to go ahead and tackle this upper portion, and sort of what I'm thinking is maybe putting in some of the variants of the different wood types up here. But first, something really simple we can do is go ahead and place in some brass casings along here. Okay, the other thing we need to put in is these belts that are going to take whatever we select out and put them over here, which eventually is going to be where we're going to load them onto the train, which means we're going to link them with these chain drives. And then I think we can just hook this in with a chain drive right here. That. Yep, and it's even going the right direction. Okay, then we can just link this with some of those, and that should do it. I went ahead and put in all of those different stripped pieces with the planks. I was going to do all this brass catwalk, but I decided to do the gray concrete instead. It just looks better, and it's a neutral color that will allow us to really see the colors of the different wood types. And then at the end, I extended these so that they, well, extend. And then that way we can open up the end of this thing to go into this room that's not built yet. I think this is looking pretty good. So next we need to do a little bit of engineering in here and figure out exactly where these things are going to go, these belts. I think what I want to put in here is a gantry system. So like a gantry crane that will actually load vaults and unload vaults and shipping containers from the train. Okay, I flattened out the terrain where I wanted to make a big train depot thingy, filled it up with a bunch of cobblestone. I think we're good. Now what I want to do is place in the floor, which I think I'm going to do largely out of the same diorite and etched diorite that we've been doing before. All right, so I've made the flooring for the whole thing. This is very good. So we have a very large area right here where we can put our storage containers and generally just run around. And then here we have 2 lanes of monorail. This right here is actually monorail track right here. And then we have 2 lanes of it so we can bring in two monorail train thingies. And next what I want to do is I want to build a gantry system which will pick up these shipping containers. Here's one. It's a little on the short side, but this is what they're going to look like. And move them and then stick them onto the train. So we're up here on top of our gantry shaft, and we are putting it in very carefully, one little shaft at a time. All right, and here comes the crazy part. We need to put in a clutch and a gear shift. That way we can control the left-right motion, the forward-backwards motion, and then that should do it, right? Okay, next I'm using this yellow slashed loco metal as sort of a framework for this thing. And I'm going to use these redstone links to power the actual gantry shafts, to power these, the clutch and the gear shift, another clutch and another gear shift, and then the pulley will go there. Okay, so our gantry system is now all in place. It actually works. Let me kind of give it a little demonstration. So if I click this lever, it'll move us that way. And then if I click that, then now we have access to be able to move the other one. But I think we're too far. So let's move it back a little bit. Whoopsie. And now you can see that that is going the wrong direction. So now we need to switch this one to get it to go the right direction. And then we can flip this one once it gets there. There we go. And now our little deal has gone down. The sticker, that is. And then so we press this to activate the sticker. And then we can pick up our crate thingy, vault, storage container, whatever. And then we can move it about. If I click the right lever. Nope, that's not the right one. Yeah, so we got to click this to lock it in place. And then we can click this and this. And now we can move it that way. And then we can click that. to relock it in place. It's a little wild the way that it works. Okay, so now I'm just working on trying to build out this gantry thing to make it look real. All right, so everything is looking really good. I like this. I added in another bar across here that moves with the contraption and super glued it together. I think that looks quite nice. Now, the thing I'm really struggling with is how to make this work, because I want the items to come from our storage up above, fall down these chutes, and then go into these storage containers. Okay, I think in general I've got this figured out now. So the items are going to come off the end of these conveyors. They're going to drop down into these chutes, and then they're going to come here onto this belt. And this belt is actually controlled by a gear shift, which will take it either left or to the right. And then that's going to take the items to some stations where basically it's just going to be a funnel. And that funnel will go into one of the crates, one of the shipping containers. I think everything is good, and I've moved one of our shipping containers as a full-size one now, where it needs to be, sort of. Okay, all we have to do now is just build up the wall around this thing and then decorate it. Okay, I've got one wall of the thing built, and geez, this is big. Okay, not only have I completed all 4 walls, but I have completed the roof as well. And I'm pretty happy with it. I feel like it needs some detail, which I need to work on, and I shall do so now. I'm honestly really sort of struggling with details here because, I don't know. I'm just struggling with details lately. Okay, I think I actually did some details on the ceiling here that I'm pretty proud of. Right here we've got some, like, antennas. Then I did 3 fans. If you look in there, there's actually a redstone contact that makes the center of the fan, but the grate's there. And this is some ebony. And then I have 2 of these little air conditioning boxes with some antennas on them. And then this little thing right here is actually really functional because it's where I get onto the roof from this little ladder right here. So it's actually a necessary, like, little house thing. And then on the back here, I'm working on this box, which is essentially an extension of our gantry crane thing that kind of stuck out the back. Okay, we'll just finish off this box from the inside here. Okay, I'm working out something over these doors. I think I like this look, but with the slabs instead of the trapdoors. Like, for some reason, that looks good. Next, I've added in some stairs right here. These are ebony stairs, and I think they look really good along there as like some sort of venting thing or just a cool feature. Okay, I did a similar thing on the middle. On the back side here, I've added in another fan. Okay, inside here, it's going to be relatively open. I am going to be putting in a few more of these crate thingies. And then we have a bit of patterned glowstone that I put on the ground here. That looks nice instead of the torches. And then I also put these lanterns, you can see one right there, all around to light up the edges. And I feel like that's going to do a pretty good job keeping this place lit up. The other thing I want to do in here is I want to make this kind of like an office. Alrighty, well, I've done a little bit more detailing on the interior here. I've put in a couple more of these crate thingies. What are they called? They're called shipping containers. I cannot think of the name. Anyway, I finished this thing, this sort of office area, and I quite like it. In here, I built like a big table, and I downloaded another mod called XKR's Decoration. You can see it on the screen at the top there, if your YouTube is big enough. And it puts these things in here, these little control panel thingies, which I think is cool, and these chairs and a bunch of other little decorative things, like these little calligraphy pads or something. Then I put these ebony bridge stairs here for a little bit of like catwalk stuff going upwards into these upper offices. Just more of the same sort of thing in these upper offices, except there is a map right here, which is completely incomplete. And then down in here, we have some different things dealing with wood. So we have Paladin's furniture, little workbench, and then just a couple of tables to make it look more fancy. And then we also have this carpenter's table, and again, some more workbenches to make it look more fancy. and some random things here. I was thinking about adding in a paper maker, but I need to download another mod that goes along with Farmer's Delight. That's what it's called. And then over here we have some mechanical saws. This one's set up to strip oak wood at the moment. And then we have, this is supposed to be like a little crane or something that's going to lower this wood onto the saw blade. Just some detail-y looking stuff that I thought looked pretty cool. I decorated this little office, and I did a little bit more decoration to this upper tower thing. The next thing I'd really like to do in here is I found these linked controllers within Create. So basically I can right-click and I can use my my keyboard, you know, A, W, S, D, whatever, and space and then shift to sort of push these buttons on this pad. And if I link it to some of our, whatever these things are called, these little redstone linky things, then I should be able to control this. Okay, I would say that it's working. It might take a little bit of getting used to, but it does work. Okay, that's pretty cool. And even cooler, I can put it on this lectern right here, and I can actually activate it from the lectern. Oh, it's so fun to just move this thing around. The last thing I want to do before we start working on our monorail is I want to decorate this a little bit so that it looks kind of overgrown and stuff. Okay, just putting the last finishing touches on a few leaves here. And there we go. I think this build is done. Let's take a look around. I did quite a bit of this around just to kind of make this fit into the landscape a bit. I like it very much. Very much. I also did a little bit of gravel and tuff down here at the base, just around in some spots, and I think that makes it just kind of sink into the land a little bit better. It's amazing what just a few blocks in the right place can do. I really like it. This is what I had envisioned, something like this in my mind. So I'm actually standing right in the middle of where I want to future build a storage system for the world. This is also where the monorail track will begin and where it will end. So basically I want it to come from here. I want it to go up this direction. I want it to go over and through here. I want it to go across these islands. Then I want it to go over here, around this little lake thing at the top, and then over and around. I believe this is like a plateau, so I think I'm going to build a tunnel through it. And then over here to where we have our tree farm over here on the left. And then it's going to come past that. It's going to come southwards. I think I'm going to take it all the way through this swamp, this like cypress swampland, and then bring it back this way, down here, across this, up and around, and back through. All right, so I've made it about halfway to the farm over here. So that's like maybe a quarter of the way around, if. It's actually just a little bit difficult to kind of go through this landscape. Okay, I built a thing. Here's the thing. It has some drills, and it has these roller things in the front so that we can clear the track that we made. I tested it in this area right here, and it seems to work nicely. And then I can get on it and just ride it manually. So no schedule or anything, obviously, because there's no schedule to have. But I think this is going to be fine. I'm at the halfway point. Should I connect this thing up now or do it later? That is an awfully deep pit. Okay, so my original plan was to continue southwards here, but I think what I'm going to do is go over here into the Forgotten Forest. Well, maybe the Forgotten Forest is forgotten for a reason. Okay, so I've had to come back to our factory to get some more monorail, and at this point it's actually easier to go the other way around than to go all the way back to where I left off, which was over here in the bayou right here. So what I'm going to do is work southwards and westwards now. Okay, once I connect that rail to that rail, we will have connected the entire loop. So get this at level 67, I think. And then just drag this one to here. There we go. And I think I can just connect this like this. There we are. Can I stand on there? Yeah. And then hit control, and there we go. You know, it's funny, I almost forgot why we were doing this in the first place. Well, now I'm doing something that will probably almost certainly end up in my death. There's not spikes down there or anything. Just no, not at all. Not any spikes. Okay, so I wasn't able to go straight across because that's too sharp, apparently. So I was able to go this way. And I think that's okay. I think that kind of works. Maybe? Okay, this is really weird. My little contraption thingy is inside of our I almost said hangar bay. I've got this all figured out now, so trains can come in and out of this area either this way or that way, and they can also go into either of the bays in here. And then that rail goes all the way around over on the other side of this meadow, and it goes and connects back into the main line, and then it comes off the main line where you saw earlier. And with that, I think we are ready to build the actual monorail itself. We're back at our little factory garage thing, and I've laid out some monorail in here to allow us to build, and we're all set. Now I have an idea that's all basically flushed out because I built it in a creative world. I'm very happy with it, so I'm just gonna crack on and build it. Okay, I'm building the thing out of this slash loco metal and black brass wrapped loco metal. That's a mouthful. And I'm also going to be using these copycat panels for the sides as well, just to give it more room inside of the train. And here comes the really expensive part, the brass blocks. Okay, we're going to use some of this loco metal on these panels while we're getting shot by a skeleton. Down here I'm going to be using some copycat slabs. If I can get them to place in right. Those are going to be brass right there. All right, more copycat slabs are going to form the roof, and then next to those, some panels. There it goes. Okay, a couple of copycat stairs in the back with some more brass blocks. Okay, some of the brass bordered loco metal stuff right there. Some more regular black loco metal for the ceiling here. Okay, on the one in creative, I actually did this a slightly different way. But basically what I want to do is I want to make the windows like half slabs. So yeah, how am I going to do that? Well, basically I take two copycat slabs like this, and I can actually color them differently. So on this one, I'm going to use that texture. And on this one here, I'm going to use this texture. Okay, and then I'm going to take these brass windows and make them the other part. Oh, that looks cool. Oh, that looks cool. That looks even cooler than the way I did it in the other one. Yeah, that's nice. Okay, now what I did on the one in creative is I actually put these panels on here. These are called copycat half panels, like that. And that gives it a little bit more standout kind of texture to it that I like. I'm going to do a similar thing up here in the back. Just have this pop out a little bit more. Okay, well these are quite interesting to make. It's a copycat buffer. Okay, they're not quite as pretty as the trapdoors I wanted, but we have some brass trapdoors here that we can use. And this will work. They're not quite the right color. It's a little weird. They're a little too bright. Got our train controls and a seat now. Okay, in the back here we've got a fusion reactor. Just kidding, it's just some fancy blue glass and a barrel to put some coal in. All right, next I'm putting together our train cars here. So these are going to be the ones that are going to contain and hold the shipping containers. Okay, and in the middle of each one, we're going to place in our sticker. Okay, there we go. Now I put in some shafts and a button here to activate the sticker on each side. Okay, so now I'm putting in these little half panels that are going to look like they're holding the shipping container onto the train car. Okay, I want to hide a couple of portable storage interfaces on here That way we have options so that if we do want to use this without having to unload the actual crate thingy all the time. Why can't I remember what the crates are called? Shipping container. If I don't want to unload those all the time, we can use the storage interfaces. Okay, so I think we are now ready to glue this thing together. Okay, I think everything is all glued up. We will find out shortly when we move this train to our new track. Okay, it's on the main line. That's good. I think we got it going. I think we can give it a go.
Hand on the wheel, got my pistons pumping, all 800 horses running. Oh baby, 125 in the middle of the night, got my engine thundering. Dream machine, racing queen, I'll take you wherever you wanna go. Let's slow us down, break the speed of sound. Tonight we all know racing. Dream machine, racing queen, you make my heart beat, you make my heart beat. Dream machine, racing queen, you make my heart beat, you make my heart beat. Riding on the highway, lights flashing behind me. Dream machine, racing queen, you make my heart beat, you make my heart beat. Born to ride, Mustang 65, got that V8 engine with a fuel injection. Drop the clutch, pedal to the floor, turn that giddy button to a lion's roar. Dream machine, racing queen, I'll take you wherever you wanna go. Let's slow us down, break the speed of sound. Tonight we all know racing. Dream machine, racing queen, you make my heart beat, you make my heart beat. Dream machine, racing queen, you make my heart beat, you make my heart beat. Riding on the highway, lights flashing behind me. Dream machine, racing queen, you make my heart beat, you make my heart beat. Dream machine, racing queen, you make my heart beat, you make my heart beat. Dream machine,
Last time on Create and More, we built a futuristic building for our tree farm, a gantry crane, and a monorail to transport things back to our main base. Today we'll be building that main base and a massive storage system inside of an even more massive build. So I actually need to do several different things right now, and all of them are pretty even in priority, but one stands above the others slightly. That thing is to make a central storage area. The factory itself, or my little sort of garage or whatever we're calling it, it's almost full, and I don't want to store any more stuff in there. So what I want to do is I want to build kind of a tall thing, and it's going to go somewhere in the center of this island, like probably in this area-ish. But I also want, I think I want to level this island off, because the whole thing is going to become like a big sort of city with skyscrapers and stuff. And it just so happens that I have the perfect device for leveling off an area. And away we go! The land is leveled off now. Am I happy that I did this? I don't even know. Our government inspectors are here just in time. And boy, are they mad because I cut down an entire jungle. Okay, next what I want to do is extend our monorail all the way back through That pin right there, that piece of wood right there, but that's going to be about the center of this massive build that I want to build. I've parked the monorail right there, right over, well, pretty close to right over the center of the build where I want to build it. So that gives me an idea of scale. The thing I want to build, the style and everything, is rather complex, and I'm not exactly sure how to pull it off. Even though I'm kind of known as the skyscraper guy, I am not used to building this big, especially in survival. So when in doubt about exact sizes, always use Fibonacci numbers. Anyway, this is 55 wide and by 89 long, but now I'm cutting out another Fibonacci set, or 13 by 21 out of the corner, and I'll probably plop that onto the other corner somehow. You can sort of see the rectangle on the map here. Wow, that's a huge build. All right, I've got a shape I'm happy with. I did a little bulge on that side. I think that'll look cool, and then something over there just to kind of make it look a little bit more complex. And then over here, I'm trying to work out sort of the side of this thing. This is just the base of the tower. This isn't even close to the tower yet. So I've completed the wireframe for the bottom portion. I think that looks pretty good. I made a layout of what the upper towers are going to look like from above. And essentially, you've got two large circles here, and then a rectangle that's connecting them. So now what I'm going to do is I have some blocks placed where it's like important points along the circle, and I'm going to extend those upwards. Okay, I've taken our first pillar all the way up to cloud height. I'm going to see how that looks from the ground if I make it down. This is going to be quite the test of the cloud jumpy double jump thing. Cloud in a bottle? That's what it's called. Oh my gosh. Okay. And jump. Oh, it worked. That's crazy. Okay, we are now above the clouds on this tower just to test it. I think we're about 15 or 20 blocks above the clouds. What I don't want to do is be so far out of render distance that you cannot see the top from the ground. Yes, that is definitely very tall. So obviously this is probably going to be more than just a storage. Okay, now that I have a plan in place, what I'm doing is I'm copying the parts of the layout that I need up a little higher so that it's basically going to be on top of this lower portion. Really stupid how big this thing's going to be. Oh, the government inspectors are back to check out our handiwork. I've decided to go with just one track through here. I know there's a second one up there, but I'm going to get rid of that. What I had in here was two rails coming in. That would be like the northbound and the southbound coming through this building, and then a branch off of each one of those, like a side track. And each of those side tracks was then going to be having unloading stuff. And believe it or not, this thing was not big enough for all of that to have in there. So I think what I'm going to do instead is have this line that's coming into it currently be a side line, a side track. I think I figured out a floor design that I really like. Look at these guys. They're a menace. It appears as though these glowing pillars do actually put out light. So that is going to be really helpful. Okay, the main floor is done. So now I'm working on the sides here, and what I'm kind of going for is, you know how like the side of a Star Wars Star Destroyer looks? I'm kind of going for that vibe, where it's like kind of, there's a bunch of just stuff. So the sides are basically a combination of ebony planks, deep slate tiles, and polished deep slate. This is getting closer to the look that I wanted. So this process is also very tedious, but at least you can tell I'm doing it. I will definitely say that I'm very tired coming up with each one of these little designs. It just kind of wrecked my brain a little bit. I think it was definitely worth it. It looks very, very mechanical and sci-fi-ish. Okay, next I'm working on sort of the spine structure of this. So this rectangular piece here is going to go pretty much all the way up unaltered. So yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and start putting it together. Now I have an eensy-weensy problem, and that eensy-weensy problem is that my inventory is totally full. My backpack is full. My storage over there is completely full. It would take pretty much nothing for me to make a few barrels and get rid of all of the stuff in my inventory, but I don't really know where to put them at the moment because I don't want to like add to that storage when I'm building this storage. Am I being a blockhead and I should just put some barrels somewhere and be done with it? I have come up with a solution. I am going to build a big vault. It might be one block too high. It was most certainly one block too high. And it's also a couple blocks over too far. Tom's storage has these hoppers that you can use to bring things into the storage. We did that before. When I did that, it was really slow. So what I want to do is I want to put like 64 of those hoppers onto a vault like this. And then that way we can bring in a stack at a time. But in the meantime, we can use these vaults to just store some extra storage. I can use a terminal on it, and then that will allow me to just like, stick stuff into the vault. Alrighty, well, I have built some of the spine of the thing. The middle section right here is completely done. I have made it all the way up to 215 with the darker section. But I'm going to go ahead and kind of fill in some of the roof, I think, first before I get too crazy with these circles, because I think that's the way to go. I found that at least for me, when I build up in the air like this, that going in rows of 2 is the fastest. I have no idea why this works so well, but it does. I would like to inform all of you that I have finished the roof. And next we're going to start working on these towers. So I'm going to need a lot of glass. My original concept was to make this thing out of brass. Wouldn't that have been completely nuts? It's moments like this that I wish I had a silk touch pick. The nice thing is that with Create, except for the dye for the glass, I'm able to make everything I need out of cobblestone. This thing is completely mental. What am I doing with my life? Well, okay, it's a big cylinder. So my plan right now is to make these 2 sort of base cylinders. And then what I'm going to do is start working a little bit more on the storage itself. From building multiple skyscrapers over my Minecraft career, I have realized that it's really helpful to have more than one layer in between each floor. What I want to do is make this overgrown. So I want to put a lot of leaves and stuff, sort of similar like we did to the tree farm, the building of the tree farm, that is. I want to do that, but like more. I guess that's sort of like a solar punk aesthetic kind of thing, but I'm not really attempting to make solar punk because there's more to solar punk than just put leaves on stuff. I really wish I could build this thing out of brass, but there's just no way. There's just no way. I'd have to mine every piece of zinc out of the entire overworld of the entire game. All right, originally I was going to make this layer 9 blocks tall, or at least the window's 9 blocks tall like that one, but I screwed up and I only made it 6 tall. I could fix it, or I could leave it, because what I want this to be is a little bit kind of just random. So what I mean by that is each layer is going to be a little different. This room, I think, is going to be where the vaults are going to go. So I'm going to put like vault storage in this one. And then in that one is where I'm going to put in the like bulky storage. Those sophisticated storage drawer thingies. So like, for example, I got up to like 80,000 something cobblestone. Which is where most of this materials are coming from, is from that stash of cobblestone. Anyway, I was also able to put in a void upgrade in it so that you could void anything over that, which is super nice because if I happen to get way too much of something, it will just start voiding it in the storage system. And I think that just combine these 2 rooms together will be plenty. Okay, so I'm working on the floor of this circular room here. This is where the vaults are going to go. And here's what it looks like from above. Okay, now I'm working on the room that is going to have the bulk storage in, or actually the sophisticated storage barrels. And in here I need to have them arranged so that I can get to the back of each barrel and the side of each barrel because of the way the filtering is going to work and stuff. Now what I've got here is the Tom's inventory cable, but it's actually the framed version. So what I can do is I can take a paint bucket and I can right click on a pillar like this, or shift right click, and then I can just literally paint it. Okay, just to put into perspective how big this storage system is, there's going to be 10 vaults in here, and each vault has, I think it's over 100,000 items in it. So 10 times 100,000, that's 1 million. That's 1 million items. Now over here, There is 144 times 4 of those sophisticated storage barrels that are all going to have either limited 1, limited 2, limited 3, or limited 4 barrels in them. So if I fill up the storage system that I'm planning to build here, I deserve Pack Rat of the Millennium Award. I've done some mining and I've done some crafting, and we're ready to put in some vaults here. Boom, boom, boom. All the vaults are now in. On this side, I've started putting in these limited barrels from sophisticated storage. I also moved over some of the barrels using the, what's it called, packing tape. I don't need to do this, but I thought it would be fun to kind of color everything. So I've kind of colored things based on what color they actually are. So blue for lapis and gray for cobblestone. And this one here is supposed to be like white and, well, silver or something, yellow, whatever. I wasn't even paying attention, but we are at day 1026. This build isn't even close to done. Okay, now the way that we have to put these hoppers in here is kind of annoying. I have to put the cables in first and then put the hoppers in. Okay, here we go. At least I think. Let's see if it's transferring. Yep, everything's transferring. Look at that. Okay, I have put together now 2 of these that are completely linked up into our storage system. Eventually, what I need to do is make a belt system that's going to take the items out of our train. It's going to go into one of these vaults, and then the vault is going to take that, put it into the hoppers, or the hoppers are going to take it out of the vault, I guess, and then put it into our storage system, and then this runs straight up into the center of these 2 rooms right here. So it's either going to go into the bulk storage over here, or I guess this is the bulk storage, and that's like the whatever. And eventually what I need to do is make these inventory cable connectors that are filtered for each of the items that I have over here. I can do up to 9 different items. So if I can do 9, I can do 4, and then everything should be good to go. Next, we're just finishing off the roof here with a little bit of the ebony planks. I really like the way these look. This is a cool texture, man. I have a wee bit of a decision to make, and that is, what's the next level going to look like? I'm not sure if I should have their centers match, or maybe their edges match, or maybe just put them on here randomly. Okay, I made a decision. I decided to go non-concentric on this one, because that way it's going to line up here on this edge, which I think the axis is going to be important, because otherwise I'm going to have these like weird like things coming out of the center, and that's not what I wanted. In keeping with my desire to make everything lush and overgrown, we're going to go ahead and fill in the rest of what the circle did not fill from the circle below with dirt. All right, this is what we have so far, and I'm pretty darn happy with it. This is going to be where all of our workstations are for chipped, and also there's going to be a couple like Paladin's furniture. I really need that Silk Touch pick. All right, I've got the next circle going. This one here is going to be like our armory, I think, and I sort of like this thinner look. I've done a little bit more work here, and I'm happy with the results so far. What we really need to build, though, is a steam engine, because I'm having issues with just simply getting up and down to work on things, and so we need to get these elevators in. Haha, look at that! We have a working steam engine. Okay, with our steam engine built, it is time to build an elevator. Okay, this thing is done. I'm very, very happy with it. So we have here is some of these glowing iron pillars. And then I did copycat slabs with the iron pillars, and that looked really good on the ceiling. Then I did some copycat slabs with some brass blocks and some brass blocks in the back, because I wanted to use these doors here, and I think the brass goes well with the doors. Now what we need to do is connect up the elevator to the steam engine, which is going to require me to make a shaft that goes up there. This is unsafe. Could you imagine doing something like this in real life? No thanks. Man, this is freaking nuts. What am I doing? Okay, this is what I wanted to put in. A rotational speed controller. Come on, create. What? Come on, create. There. Alright, well, I guess the only thing to do is take a wee bit of a dive. Oh my god. Okay. Oh. Alrighty, here goes the big test. We're going to super glue this puppy together. Well, I had to go watch my own tutorial on this because that's how much of a blockhead I am. And yes, you do have to right-click it with an open hand. So we have to climb 120 blocks up in order to activate this elevator. It's going to take me another 1,000 days just to make this one build. I hope not, but it might take 500. Ladies and gentlemen, the moment of truth. Oh, we have an elevator. So if I put an elevator contact there. Oh, sweet. I think if I push this button, the elevator will start to come up here. Here it comes. I might need to make it go a little faster. Oh my goodness. It's here. We can now go to each and every floor. Not every floor is done, but at least we can get there now so we can actually work on stuff. Okay, I have a massive progress update for you. We are nearly to the top with the rings. Each ring has nothing but just the ring part. I even gave up on building actual floors because it was just too time consuming. And I just wanted to reach the top of this thing because I've spent literally 2 days, probably like 12-hour days, working on this thing. It's so massive. Like, I don't know if you could understand the scale of what you're looking at. But that little blue dot right there, that's me. Right there, in the middle, right above my cursor, if you can even see that, is me. That's how big this thing is. It's stupid big. I'm literally up in the clouds. Oh, also, I've only fallen to my death once, which is pretty good for me. Okay, I am on my second to last circular section, and I am getting vertigo being up this high. So this is how my life has been going the last 2 days. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's all you need to be a YouTuber. You just have to be able to count to 5. That's it. Okay, while we're all the way up here, I want to increase the speed of our elevator. It's just a little slow. Let's just double the speed. There we go. What I really want to do is to see if it looks okay to take diorite from a small circle to a large circle, to take this same diorite mixture and just extend it out at this level, because that means that if I can do that and it looks good, then it's going to make our flooring situation a little bit easier. Can you even tell what level I did it on? It's right here. It's right here. Yeah, that looks fine. Okay, so I feel like actually the next thing I ought to do is to finish sort of the interior bits. So I want to finish off like each one of these levels where the elevator is by just simply taking some of these planks and just sticking them in here like this. Okay, so now the hallway and the elevator lobby on every single one of these levels is now done with some of these glowing iron pillars and the diorite and the ebony planks. I think everything looks really, really good, and I'm really happy with it. So what I need to do really is finish and fill in dirt on levels like this so that we can plant plants, and then do these sorts of things where the diorite comes out and is underneath here. I also need to finish this little piece over here where I wasn't able to quite finish this part, whatever that's called, the tower thingy here. I guess the whole thing is a tower, but whatever. And I'm hoping we can do all of that in a lovely little time lapse. Okay, well, it is done. Enough for now. I absolutely love this thing. It's a lot bigger than I anticipated I was going to build when I first started it. Wow. This thing is massive. It's absolutely massive. So I just wanted to explain the top really quickly. So the top here, this is going to be the pad where our spaceship is going to land. Not the Ad Astra ones that are going to go and take us to different planets, but I'm going to have one that basically flies around the world using phantom rails, which are basically invisible rails. So it's going to be pretty cool. But that's going to be definitely for another episode. Also for another episode, decorating the interior. When I started off, I thought I was going to decorate every floor as I went. That was madness. But another episode will decorate some of these, if not all of these. This makes me want to play more Minecraft. And we did it in 1,250 days. So it is day 1,250. In case you were counting. I was counting. Well, guys and gals, that's all we have time for today. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you really enjoyed this episode. And I hope you're having an amazing, awesome, beautiful, fantastic, fabulous day. And God bless.